Imagine water flowing from a tap, but the flow is too strong and you want to reduce it, so you turn the valve to reduce the flow of the water. We can liken the work of the resistor to that of the valve of the tap. The resistor is connected to the circuit to limit, reduce, or control the electrical current flowing through the circuit. So in other words, as the current is flowing through the circuit, the resistor pushes against the current, causing an electrical resistance. An electrical resistance is simply the ability of a resistor to control or reduce the electric current in a circuit. You may ask, why do we need to reduce the electrical current in a circuit? Well, for every device, there is a certain amount of current it needs to work. But sometimes, the current that is provided can be too much for the device. Too much current flowing through the circuit can cause the device to blow up or burn. The resistor is connected to the circuit to reduce the current from the power source so that the device or load can work properly. This way, your device can be safe. So we know what resistors are and we know what they do. Let's now find out the different parts it is made of. Just like the battery and the diode, the resistor also has two terminals. However, you must take note that the terminals are not negative or positive like the battery and diode. The terminals are there to allow you to connect the resistor to the circuit. Another notable feature on the resistor is that it has different colored bands around it. Some resistors have 4 colored bands, others have 5, and some even 6. The colors are not just for decoration. They each stand for a figure that is used to calculate the resistance of the resistor. Basically, this is how much a resistor can reduce or limit the electric current in a circuit. In a moment, we will learn how to identify the different kinds of resistors. But before that, let's look at this scenario. Imagine an electrician who wants to build a small toy which needs a little amount of electric current to work. And the power source available gives you a lot of electric current which will spoil the toy. So, the electrician decides to use a resistor to reduce the electric current produced by the power source. But there's a problem. The electrician has to decide which resistor will be best for the toy. He has hundreds of different kinds of resistors to choose from, but he has no time to try them all one by one. With the help of the colored bands, he can easily identify which resistor he needs to build his toy. So now, let's learn which color stands for which number. Black is 0, brown is 1, red is 2, orange is 3, yellow is 4, green is 5, blue is 6, violet is 7, grey is 8, and white is 9. There is also the gold and silver, which is used to determine the tolerance of the resistor. The tolerance is the percentage within which the resistance you calculate is accurate. Gold represents 5% tolerance, and silver represents 10% tolerance. Knowing these, let us now calculate a resistor using the color bands. When you are given a 4-color band resistor, the first 2 bands will give you the first 2 digits of your resistance. For instance, if the colors are green and blue, then your first 2 digits will read 5 and 6 respectively. The third color is the multiplier. This means it will be used to multiply the first 2 digits in multiples of 10. So if our third band is yellow, then we multiply by 10,000 because yellow gives us 4 zeros. And always remember that resistance is measured in ohms. So our resistance for our green, blue, yellow resistor is 560,000 ohms. But hold on, are we forgetting something? Yes, we are. It is a 4-color band resistor, and we have mentioned just 3. The 4th band is what we call the tolerance band, which is usually gold or silver. It is used to show how accurate our calculation of resistance is. Similarly, in a 5-colored band resistor, the first 3 bands will give you the first 3 digits of resistance, the 4th band will be the multiplier, and the 5th band the tolerance. Now you may be wondering, how do I know which color is the first band? It's easy. Look out for the color bands which are close together. So for instance, a 4-colored band will have the first 3 bands very close to each other and the 4th band separated with a lot of space between it and the 3rd band. All that we have explored so far is how resistors look in real life. But to be able to show it in a circuit representation, the symbol is drawn as a zigzag as shown on your screen. Or it can also be represented with the letter R. And finally, always connect the resistor after the positive terminal of the battery and before the load. Otherwise, it will be pointless in your circuit.